Hello YouTube, this is Froogle and this is the video blog. This is the video blog. Hello YouTube, this is Froogle and I apologize that I'm running late with the videos. I do have my own business, I have clients that need to be serviced. Take that as you will, and they tend to take precedence over the YouTube channels, unfortunately, so things are a little bit behind. I know a lot of you are cruising along currently at 25,000 feet in your airby. That's a plural for Airbus, right? Airby, and that's the Froogle plural for Airbus plurals, airby. So you're cruising along at 25,000 feet in your airby, thinking, how the hell do we land? That video is coming. I hope to make that tonight. If I don't, though, it's going to have to be tomorrow night, which means you're looking towards Thursday, Friday this week before that lands on the channel. I apologize. Other than that, we've hit some milestones. 6,000 people subscribe to Froogle Sim now. 6,000 people. I can't even comprehend how many people that is. That's immense. But 800 of you have reached out and said hello on Facebook. 800 fans on Facebook. I have more fans on Facebook than many of the flight sim publishers now, which is kind of freaky. Not the big ones like PMDG, the smaller ones, obviously. I'm still little Froogle, not big monster hero Froogle. But anyway, that's fantastic. Thank you for reaching out. As always, facebook.com/FroogleSim. It's a good place to get some behind the scenes info on what's going on with the channel and also to chat to me. Please don't inundate me with questions about how do I install FSX, which I'm getting a lot of lately. AvSim is your best bet, or flightsim.com is another good forum for help and support. The growth of the channel has led to an influx of the troll monkeys. So I had a very interesting hour earlier on where I went through a bunch of comments and I think I deleted and banned 15 people. This is a grown-up channel. Those of you that are new here, this is a grown-up channel. Probably one of the only channels on YouTube where we do not tolerate spamming and trolling and general idiocy. If you're a bit of an idiot, you're going to be kicked and banned and we won't miss you, just so you know. Now I'm getting email from my wife. How nerdy is that? Okay. Moving on though, normally in these video blogs I answer questions from the viewers. There's one question, well it's kind of two, but kind of one, two questions that I want to answer today, and that is my reviews. I want to set some expectations with my reviews. First I put up my review of the Microsoft Surface Pro. It wasn't a review, first of all, but I put up you're calling it review, so we'll call it a review of the Microsoft Surface Pro. A number of people got very upset at that, including one person who I've known for quite some time, Jetliner, I'm talking to you. And I was quite shocked at that, because Jetline's a friend. He did the intro that you see at the beginning, the Froogle Pete thing. He made that intro. I was kind of shocked to see him get so angry. And questioned my credibility as a reviewer, saying that I was I'm obviously an Apple fanboy, so I was obviously very biased, yada yada yada. I was going to hate it from the get-go. That's not the case. I'm actually a Microsoft tablet fanboy. Actually went up for Microsoft MVP for tablet when tablet PC first came out. Long-time Windows developer, huge fan of tablet form factor, irregardless of the operating system it's running, be that Android or iOS or Microsoft Windows or whatever. Just a big fan of tablet. So let's get that out of the way first of all. And we'll come back to the comments and my credibility, because that's kind of where I'm going with this. The second thing was I put up a first impressions video, and I distinctly labeled it first impressions of a beta, which would be the DCS Huey, or DCS UH1 Huey. And I said, now this is the interesting thing about the DCS Huey. I said I was looking forward to it. It's beta. If you want the beta, you have to pay for it. I wanted it enough to pay for it. I'm very excited by it. I think it's got a lot of potential. Right now, it's not there yet. And I called out some problems with the flight model, which subsequently, incidentally, have been proven. But there was a massive explosion around that. There was a lot of comments posted on my channel here telling me I'm an idiot, and a lot of comments posted over on Eagle Dynamics forums. Yes, this is actually the manufacturers' forums, the publishers' forums. Always good when on publishers' forums they specifically target an individual customer and call them a fucking moron. I love it when they do that. But that's what they did, and said that I got a bunch of things very, very wrong. Now, as a result of that, I pulled the video. This is only the second time I've ever done it. And the reason I did it was because on this channel I want to have factually correct, accurate videos. If there is a chance that I have made a glaring mistake, not something simple like Froogle, you forgot to turn the lights on before you started the engine, but a glaring mistake, a massive mistake in assessing a product, then I will pull the video because the video is not representative of me or this channel. It seemed to me from the comments that people were saying I'd made a lot of mistakes with the DCS Huey. It is a much better aircraft than I gave it credit for, or much better simulation than I gave it credit for, that the bugs I was seeing were down to my ineptitude as a pilot, that I can't fly it. I have bad hands was one word that somebody used, that I should go and play an arcade game like Take on Helicopters and get familiar with that before I approach helicopters, and so on, and so on, and so on. Turns out I was right. Just so you know, just turns out I was right. There was a bunch of people put up comments kind of backing me up on the Ego Dynamics forums, one of them putting up specific numbers, pointing out where the flight model, which is what I specifically pinpointed as incorrect, is incorrect. And Belsimtech, the developers, and Ego Dynamics is testing people. This is another thing as well. Ego Dynamics, if you go onto their testing teams and you're official tester, then for some reason you become a moderator on the forums, which for many people seems to give them god complexes, and they feel it's now within their rights and their power to go on their forums and just randomly insult paying customers and call them idiots and just chastise them and berate them. The testers on behalf of those companies admitted in the forums, okay, yeah, the numbers that were just put up show that the flight model is buggy, still needs some work, and that's fine. It's a beta, and I said that, and I said that when it's fixed it's going to be amazing, and I stand by that. But even so, because it seemed like at the time I had made some glaring mistakes, I pulled the video down, and I'm now remaking it. The research that I did into that video included talking to my good friend Boomer, who is a helicopter mechanic and has spent hundreds and hundreds of hours working on the Huey. Not the video game Huey, the real one. Okay? I'm extending that research a little bit before I redo that video, but just so you know. Now, the reason I mentioned the Microsoft Surface Pro video and the Huey video is in both instances my ability as a reviewer got called out, my credibility as a reviewer got called out, and my general worth as a human being got called out in a number of cases, and I really want to address all those points. Now, as a reviewer, we got to make a distinction here between citizen journalism, blogging, video blogging, YouTube, and journalism. There is a difference. There really is a difference. If I'm writing a review, such as for the Worldliner 777 review that I wrote in PC Pilot, I am typically what's called commissioned. There is a chap who has a checkbook who pays people, an editor, who will send an email out to people like me and say, hey Pete, would you like to review? Or can you please, more often than not, can you please review this? That's a review. That is a full journalistic commission to write an article. When I get those, what I do is I get the product. I spend a long time flying the product. I go through all the documentation, all the manuals. I do my research online. I speak to as many people as I possibly can who have real-world experience with the aircraft. And then I formulate all that research into a very well-rounded, usually very unbiased and balanced review and opinion of the product. I will say, this is a beautiful aircraft. It flies really, really well, but installation is a bit of a pain. You might want to be aware of that. It's very demanding on your machine specs. You might want to be aware of that, and so on and so on. It's usually quite balanced. We look at a lot of positives, we look at a lot of negatives, hopefully more positives than negatives, and at the end of it we come up with a score in the magazine where I say this is a platinum or this is a classic, which usually equates to like 85% or 80% or 75%. We have a scoring system which ties into those awards. That is a review. The key points there are that I was commissioned to make it. I was paid to make it. Somebody said, I will pay you an amount of dollar monies and you will write a number of words. We will publish those words. We will pay you this number of dollar monies per word, and away you go. That's a commission. That's a review. That's a journalistic endeavor. YouTube, Froogle Sim. I've said this so many times, it drives me bonkers. I buy the software that I look at. You will not see any product on Froogle Sim that I do not physically own because I have purchased it. So from that point of view then, everything that I do on Froogle Sim, although I'm backed up by some journalistic background because of the magazines I've written for and the books I've written and all that stuff, because even though there is some journalistic background there, ultimately the stuff you are seeing on Froogle Sim is Frugal's personal opinion as a consumer, as a customer, as a purchaser of software. backed up by a lot of experience as a journalist and also a flight sim nut and so on and so on. So when I looked at the Surface Pro, I looked at the Surface Pro because I was genuinely excited by it and what it could do. So I went out and I spent 1,000 of my dollars and I bought that machine. My wife was telling me don't do it, but I did it. I bought that machine because I believed it would suit a specific purpose, which is running secondary software to support FSX. It did not suit that purpose. And to be frank with you guys, it doesn't matter why it didn't support them. It doesn't matter if the hardware was awesome, the operating system is awesome, but the third-party software sucked. It doesn't matter. What matters is I was the customer and I spent my money to buy this for a specific need. It didn't work. It doesn't matter whose fault that is. The end result is this solution didn't work. So I returned it. Okay? And I actually said in the review, it's a great piece of hardware. It's got some potential. The software, okay, a little bit flaky with Windows 8, but the software's all right. I love the idea of the pen. But for me, for the purpose that I bought it for, don't like it, doesn't live up to the promise, doesn't do the things I wanted, has some other issues as well, like heat, like battery life being really bad, like its weight being not good for me. I have arthritis in my hands. It's hard to hold something up here in front of your face that weighs 2.5 pounds, 3 pounds. It's hard to do that for a long time. For me, my opinion, as a consumer who just handed over $1,000, I was dissatisfied, and that's why I did the video. Onto DCS, onto the Huey. Me as a flight sim nut, as a gamer, with a passion for DCS, handed over my monies, pre-purchased the DCS Huey, downloaded it, installed it, and with a vast amount of experience flying simulated helicopters. Shit, I'm doing a series on how to fly helicopters, for God's sake. I fired it up and it was odd. It was wrong. It did not feel right. Now, it could be just my inexperience with the Huey. I don't think it is. And my initial gut feeling is now, as I said, backed up by numbers on the Ergodynamics forums. That was my opinion. So the point here, guys, is you gotta bear in mind when I do a review, unless I specifically tell you in the video, I was commissioned to do this by PC Pilot, or I was asked to do this by a publisher, then what you are seeing is my views as, I think, an expert flight simmer and a consumer, somebody handing over hard-earned money to check out this product that looked pretty damn cool. Here I am, handed over my money, got it, I'm checking it out, this is what I think. And in particular, that applies to first impressions. With the first impression stuff, I have gone out, I've rushed out, usually when something's just released. Handed over the money, bought this brand new release, I'm firing out for the first time, and as a consumer, these are my first impressions as I fire it up for the first time. That's where the first impressions videos come from as well. So I don't know whether that clears anything up, really, but I really wanted to get my point out there. The reviews that you see on here are not the New York Times software reviews for flight simulation. They really are Frugal's personal opinion as a customer who just spent some money. Just bear that in mind, okay? If you don't like my opinions, if you disagree with my opinions, if you think I am habitually wrong on my opinions of software, then you're free to tell me politely, trolls get banned, or you're free to go somewhere else. It really is no skin off my nose. I just wanted to clear up where those reviews come from, especially when people start calling out, Frugal, your credibility is in question. My credibility means bugger all on this channel because it is my impressions as a consumer, as a flight sim nut, as a hobbyist, as a flight addict. That is my impressions, my personal opinion. That's what the videos are about, not my credibility as a journalist, writer, reviewer, or anything else. That's all it's about. Hope that clears things up. As always, if you've not checked it out already, check out facebook.com/FrugalSim. Get a lot of behind the scenes information there on what's going on. You get to talk to me as well. My name is Frugal. Thanks for watching.